there, family and friends? Well, since you snuck in on old Mr. Tom again, come on into the kitchen, okay? Caught me here putting things together. For actually 2 videos, okay? Well, there y'all are. Well, like I said, y'all caught me getting ready to do a couple videos for y'all. And you'll have to pardon me if you came snuck on by so you could grab some victuals with us. Because we're not cooking right now. We're checking something out. And it might be something you don't know. You might not know about beans. Or particularly 2 beans. But, like always, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Maybe you'll find it informative. Maybe you already knew it. So, come on over here a little bit closer. And let me show you what we got, okay? So what we got right here sitting on the counter is some Camellia brand red kidney beans. Since 1923. Now I think everybody's familiar with kidney beans. And these say red kidneys. They don't say red beans. Now something I'll back up and say. Most brands, whether they be canned or bagged, dried, now refer to kidney beans as red beans too. But why is that important? Well, as all of y'all know in Cajun cooking, which I'm not Cajun, kidneys are used in many of their iconic recipes. One in particular is, and one that I do enjoy, red beans and rice. Yep, sure is. But did you know there's another bean that was used a long time ago, back in the day, and I just happen to have some of them too. But you can see right there what they look like. You know, kidney beans look like a kidney, right? So let me show you now what I got here. Throw up in front of you. Right here. I got some what's called small red beans. Yep, right here. And if you look real close, you can see they're half the size of those kidney beans, right? And they're just a little bit darker, and they're more rounded. They don't got that kidney shape going on. Now this happens to just be the Great Value brand. Now you may have never seen these before, because they're harder to come by most times than chickens with teeth. I'm just saying. So why is this all important? Well, back in the day, a very long time ago, when there was Cajun cooking going on and Creole cooking, which I might add, are both from Louisiana, but 2 different styles of Louisiana cooking. Oh yeah. And I can cook up some Cajun victuals, but I was actually trained once upon a time in my younger years in Creole cooking. Yep, sure was. But why is all this important? Well, it really ain't. You know, if you like the red kidney beans and your red beans and rice or other dishes, more power to you. And I used them for years, okay? Until one day I was watching a show on PBS. You might remember this old Cajun gentleman, and his name was Justin Wilson. Oh yeah. You know, he coined the phrases like onion. Yep, sure did. In fact, he's can be most single-handedly given credit for making Cajun cooking going mainstream, not only throughout the U.S., but over the entire world. Yep, he had his cooking show on PBS channel. Sure did. I think it was out of Baton Rouge, if I remember right. And I used to use old Justin, or view him, not use him. Anyway, the first time I came across these here small little red beans right here was when Justin Wilson made his red beans and rice. Now, Justin was not Creole. He was Cajun. And he cooked in the Cajun style. Everything from his gumbos to his jambalayas and what have you. And there is a significant difference. As my friend Regan, his wife Kelly, Southern Mr. and Mrs. Southern Boy Prepper, can tell you. We'll just take gumbo for instance. Cajun gumbo, no, they don't be putting no tomatoes or tomato sauce, tomatoes period, in their gumbos. And they don't put no okra. As hard as that might be for old Mr. Tom to believe. And it has spurred a serious debate once or twice between me and Regan. But in the way I was taught and trained, in the Creole way, they do. They put tomatoes and okra in their gumbo, as in other dishes. So that's one of many ways Cajun cooking and Creole cooking is different. So, if you can see these beans here pretty good, like I showed you, one's rather large, looks like a kidney. The other one, a little bit darker, doesn't look like a kidney, looks more like a navy bean, don't it? Yep, smaller. Now, I've ate a pile of kidney beans in my lifetime, and they tend to be a little tougher, sort of mealy, but you sort of get used to it. But these red beans right over here, small red beans, which is what Justin Wilson used in his world famous red beans and rice, and you can actually get his recipe off of food.com. In fact, they got a lot of his original recipes over there, in case you're interested. So I switched gears, and I too started using the red beans and Justin Wilson's recipe. Now, over the years, I would like to think I've enhanced it. And I do mean to say, I make a jaw-slapping, hip-hugging red beans and rice dish. Sure do. But, as in the kidney beans, are tougher, chewier, and sort of kind of mealy, the red beans, they don't get that way. Like I say, the best I can put them to is they sort of do like navy beans. They're not chewy, they're not mealy. When they get cooked, they have a creamy texture. Oh yeah. Not to mention, they cook considerably faster than their red bean wannabes over here, the kidney beans. Plus they have totally different flavor than that. It's sort of like, I would say, if you were to compare northern beans, which is the large white bean, against the small white navy beans, which if you don't know, navy beans are what's used in pork and beans, baked beans, beanie weenies, my personal favorite. Oh, I do like baked beans too. If I want to be lazy, I get bushes, just in case you wonder. But the reason this all came to be is me and Regan and Kelly were actually talking last night Well, they were driving home in the late hours last night and early morning hours from Iuka, Mississippi back home. And this is one of the things, don't know why, I had to bring it up and mention it again. It might have been about the differences of gumbo again that we might have been discussing. For the life of me, my memory fails me. But now I know you can go online now, 99.5% of all recipes will show using the red kidney beans. And there's a reason they call them red, because there's actually what they call a white kidney bean. It isn't white. I would say it's sort of light brown to tan. And I've seen them too. In fact, they used to be more popular, I think, especially up, more northern latitudes, from what I remember. Because if I remember, that seemed to be what my grandma and mom and all the relatives used up there in PA and New York State, if I remember correctly. But I just thought this would be something interesting, something you may have not known, and something you may want to try the next time you're thinking about whipping up the original, the authentic Justin Wilson red beans and rice. And like I say, you can get his recipe off food.com. And you can watch his shows right here. They're streamed on YouTube continuously, 24 hours a day. Now, you don't get to pick what shows that you're watching. They just, one starts and then it ends, another one starts and then it ends. But for those of us close to my age or older, I think we all remember the Cooking Cajun, Justin Wilson. Oh, now, you might wonder, when I said, I was trained in the Creole style of cooking. Well, that I was. And I was also became familiar with it by another famous Louisiana chef that you may have heard of. And that's Chef Paul Prudhomme. Yep. Of the famous K. Paul's Louisiana Kitchen. Right down there in New Orleans. That's right, it's not New Orleans, it's New Orleans. To be sure. I've been corrected many times. So, just little fun facts. And if you'd like to see my version of red beans and rice, which is built off the base of Justin Wilson's, then you just let me know down in the comments. Not sure when it will be, but when I get the hankering for some of it, I'll be sure to video it. Because when you all request something, I try to put it in my notebook. And I try to look at the notebook from time to time. And if you've been here for this long, for those of you who stick with me to the end, you might see we got a bunch of other stuff sitting out here that I was getting out of the fridge too when y'all walked up. Now it ain't all there. It's missing at least one main ingredient. And I have to think about it a minute, see if it's missing one or two more. But if you want to make a guess, just what old Mr. Tom's going to be cooking a couple hours from now, put that down in the comments too. Now I'll give you a hint. It's not going to be including any of this over here. And by the way, if you don't want to cook up dry beans steak all the time, you might be able to find some red beans right here. Great Value brand. And there are others in a can. Just saying. Even I will break down and use canned beans. So there you have it. Just a little information in to the differences between red kidney beans, which are now the go-to thing, and like I say, 99.9% of all Cajun red bean and rice recipes. But you know me, I had to keep digging. And I did find, as far as one or two others, that show the small red beans. And they're not grown, as far as I can find out, anymore in the U.S. They all come from Mexico. In fact, nowadays, they are considered native to Mexico. But somehow, there was a time in lower southern Louisiana that they were used. So maybe I'm thinking, just maybe, way back in the days, they might have been growing them here too. So, remember, throw in your guess about what the next cooking video will be right here. And I hope you enjoyed a little information about kidney beans and red beans. So y'all, I got to put the beans up and quit playing around. It's been raining all day long. Well, actually, it started raining Saturday. And today is, what, Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. And we are now wet and soggy. But as y'all know, we needed it severely bad. And I thank God for every drop that's falling. Sometimes far too much, far too fast, but I'll take whatever we can get. So, y'all stay safe out there, wherever you may be. Please take care. And I do hope that God will bless you, your family, friends, and loved ones. So old Mr. Tom sees you on the next video. Okay? Goodbye for now. Gotta put the beans up. And I got to get ready to cook. I got to look at my recipe. I'm getting old. I forget things. Gracie. Gracie. What you doing? What are you doing? Did you hear Papa in the kitchen? You think I'm cooking? You think I'm cooking? Huh? You got an itch? Or did I just irritate you? Yep, you and Trixie been fighting again. I see where she got you right there, huh? The old girl must got too close, didn't you? Huh? Did you get too close again? Did you? You know Papa loves you to death, huh? You know you the princess, don't you? Yes, you are. Later, all.